hot wings, hot topics, and real estate. Host Ryan Spellerberg keeps it real with agents, investors, and insiders every month. No fluff, just good convo exploring the trends, challenges, and questions shaping today's market. Now, here's your host with over 20 years of lending experience, Ryan Spellerberg.
They're on fire. Hey everybody, Ryan Spellerberg, mortgage guy with Central Bank. We're here with Hot Topics, another great episode where we talk about hot topics in real estate and bring in professionals to tell us what's going on in the market. We have an awesome guest today, Brent Tucker, Deputy Director of Sioux Falls Housing. Is that? I've heard many different names for your organization. Maybe give us a little bit of your backstory and why you're here.
Okay, great. I have been working in affordable housing for about 25 years here in Sioux Falls. It started many years ago at the city of Sioux Falls. I worked for affordable housing and managed different types of programs that worked with low-income residents. I worked with them about 18 years. Several years ago, about 6 years ago, I moved over to a nonprofit called Affordable Housing Solutions, which is an instrumentality of Sioux Falls Housing Redevelopment Commission. It's a development arm of that, and I was the development director for that. And about a year and a half ago, I became the deputy director of Sioux Falls Housing Redevelopment Commission, which we provide Section 8 housing and vouchers to help people find and pay for rent.
Got it. You might need to bring a board next time and just draw lines back and forth between where, so people understand what's going on. So We're going to have some fun. We're going to eat some wings. They get a little bit hotter as we go along. You said you're not great with spice, so that makes it more fun for everybody else to watch and answer the questions. First one is just mild buffalo. You'll love it. It's just very tangy. But maybe give us a 60-second breakdown of what Sioux Falls Housing is.
Okay. Sioux Falls Housing is the public housing authority for Minnehaha County and all of Sioux Falls. So some of Sioux Falls, it goes into southern or northern Lincoln County. So anywhere within the city limits of Sioux Falls and Minnehaha County, we have about 2,400 vouchers, Section 8 vouchers to provide rental assistance for clients and tenants that need help paying their rent. And we don't use all 2,400 because of financial limitations for what we have, but we do have about 1,900 people on receiving a voucher, and we have approximately 1,700 on a wait list to receive a voucher as well.
Good. I've got some Section 8 questions for you coming up, but you can get in that wing first. Okay. So a few years ago, and I was kind of involved in this a little bit, but Affordable Housing Solutions was involved in a townhome development that ended up somehow becoming condos in a roundabout way. Can you kind of tell everybody how hard it is if they end up being condos to do a development and how hard they are to sell? Because from the financing standpoint, condos are difficult, especially if it's a new development, because Fannie and Freddie, they want a certain percentage of those to be sold before you can finance them traditionally. What happened and how much harder was that because there were condos versus townhomes?
We were referring to what we called Field of Dreams, which was supposedly supposed to be 12 townhomes. Somehow in the process, it got designed as condos. And you ask, what's the difference? It's fire rating between the units. Mm-hmm. It is individualized water, gas, electrical services. It wasn't created with the correct fire rating or the individualized services. So the city of Sioux Falls, the building services, had to refer them as condo, and that was a mess.
Yeah.
It was an absolute mess.
And really, you could look at a property and it could look like a townhome or it could look like a condo. It depends on how it's built and how it's zoned. It is a big difference from financing and the availability, because in Sioux Falls, there is not a single FHA-approved condo in the city of Sioux Falls. Not one. No. So anybody that's an FHA buyer can't buy.
Right, and we looked at going through that process. That process was really difficult.
Yep.
So it really took a realtor to know how to market them.
Yep.
And we struggled for years to even get through selling 3 of them. The first year I came to Affordable Housing Solutions, I looked for a different realtor, and he marketed them, and he was able to sell the remaining 9 within about 9 months.
That's awesome.
It was, but it was a process. Our organization lost a lot of money for doing that.
That's a tough
but
one.
it was a good project for people. The sales price on them was around $155,000 for 2-bedroom condos.
Yeah. You want to get into your second one? And I'll just give the example. This next one is Nashville. It's a dry rub. Fantastic. And so I've got a closing that was supposed to be scheduled for this Friday that just fell through because of the condo HOA not having enough reserves. So there's just so many things that can happen with a condo versus a townhome. A townhome gets traditional financing, just like any other loan, no restrictions. Condos have to go through so many more issues. So it can become pretty tough.
Need a little water with that one.
Already?
Yeah. Well, it's not spicy.
Oh, okay. Just a little drier.
Not going down.
Got it. Okay. So next question. So Section 8 housing, not a sexy topic that people want to talk about, but it's a really important program. So can you explain what Section 8 is and how you guys work with it? And if I'm a landlord, why do I want to take Section 8?
First of all, to receive Section 8, you have to have an income less than 50% of HUD's area median income to qualify for that. When you are eligible, when your name comes up, you pay for, you're still going to be responsible for paying rent, unless, of course, you don't have a job, but primarily 30% of your income, which is similar to just a normal HUD subsidized apartment, you're going to pay the same. You're going to pay the same. You're going to pay 30%. Some people pay $400. Some people, and it's based on their income. If they're at the top of the 50%, they're going to have a higher, and sometimes their income puts them where they're paying a majority of the rent. So not everybody is automatically. It's really a hard calculation.
And when you're talking percentages, that's percentage of the average income in this area considered. So if average income is $100,000 a year, 50% would be $50,000.
Yep, and HUD comes out with new income limits each year around that go into effect usually in May or June, and that's what we have to follow with the funding. Yeah.
So, but how many people can get it? How many subsidies do you guys have available?
Well, we have different programs as well of not just Section 8. We have some shelter plus care vouchers. We have some emergency housing vouchers that we're utilizing. We have homeless vouchers. We have foster youth vouchers. We have FSS housing vouchers. There's a lot of different vouchers that we administer.
Got it.
And they're not all tied to the HCV. The shelter plus care, the EHV, those are the EHV emergency housing vouchers, which will eventually transfer over to Section 8.
Okay.
But they're not all the same.
Sure.
And there's a lot, and it is really confusing. It's a lot more detailed than what I can probably explain in a short time.
Well, that's why you want to work with experts that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so your next wing is hot buffalo. It's really not that hot. It's just a good base heat to it. Just normal buffalo sauce to it.
Well, the last one is, I can feel it on my tongue, even though it's not.
That one's just like a pepper one.
I know,
so
yeah.
That's good, though.
Yeah, we'll see what this one does.
And so again, to get back to the Section 8, because it's an important topic. So if I'm a landlord, and after I went to your guys' conference, I talked to a couple of different landlords, their response is, I won't take Section 8 housing. Why would a landlord want to accept Section 8? What's the differences? What am I going to see if I'm a landlord? Or if I'm a first-time buyer buying a multifamily that I want other people to live in, what do I need to know? What pros and cons?
There's a little bit of a stigma that is out there with landlords or just the community that automatically think anybody low income is tied to what's defined as public housing. And when they think of public housing, they think of tougher areas in the larger metropolitan areas. Chicago, there was Cabrini Greens. They think of people, and the units were destroyed. People are having a tough time. That is not the case. They may have experienced, I think there's probably just as many bad tenants in market rate apartments as there is Section 8. It all comes down to the individual. I'd have to say that 90 to 95% of the people that receive Section 8 are good tenants. They take care of the property. There's that 5%, though, that somebody comes across that destroyed their property. But it's not just Section 8. So that's what puts people in the caution phase of renting to Section 8, because they just figure everybody, they're all going to be like that because they had one bad case.
Sure.
It's just simply not the case. So we've been trying to do some landlord learning sessions to help them understand how easy of a process is, and we can actually provide some damage guarantees through that if they are hesitant. But we are trying to work to grow that, and we actually have since we've held our landlord learning session.
That's great. It was a really good conference. Helped people understand. I mean, and I know a couple of landlords that are going to accept it now that weren't before.
Yeah, we had about 115 different landlords show up.
It was great.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Okay, so this next one is habanero. It's a little sweeter. Again, just a base heat to it, but it's a little sweeter flavor to it. You'll like it.
Yeah.
And so the next question is, so you're working with people that are renting a lot now. So it could be Section 8 or a regular tenant. There's bad and good tenants all over the place. Well, what's your funniest landlord story? Something that you couldn't believe happened, because I know my wife and I have properties. We rent out properties as well. We have turned that over to a property manager because I was the single worst property manager on the planet. I put the wrong tenant in, too easy collecting. The last tenant I personally placed, they got out in an episode of Cops. Like, kicked the door in, guns drawn. That was the last time we put people in. I'm sure you've got some really good stories.
I got a lot of stories about tenants. They just don't like doors. I'm not sure why they don't like doors. And so we have solid doors that they kick in. We have cabinet doors, everything down to it. But my funniest story that I've come across is we had a tenant. She took care of the property, was a great job with that. But she believed that our apartment, somebody was using radioactive frequency weapons against her. So she would take aluminum foil and put it over everything that looked like it may be a hole in the property. And she ended up also thinking that her upstairs neighbor was doing this to her. So she would take this recording device and she would stick it under people's doors, trying to see what they were doing in there to catch them.
Seems pretty normal.
Assaulting her. Yes.
Yep.
And our maintenance person was actually in one of the apartments standing at the door when she did that. So he reached down and grabbed it, and all chaos went crazy. So he invited me over because I usually get the fun ones, invited me over and asked me if I would take care of this. And it was a little crazy outside too, but the tenant ended up going through the eviction process that day.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And South Dakota is a fairly landlord-friendly state, which is a good thing because that allows more people to buy properties and do different things. So
Right.
it's still not a fun process to fix somebody. It is not fun.
No. And it costs money. It takes money away from the landlord,
Yep.
but you come across those.
Yeah, nobody really wins in that case. Okay, your second to last wing is atomic. It's kind of, it lives up to its name.
I thought atomic was going to be last.
No, nuclear is last.
Nuclear.
Yep. You'll enjoy it. Yep.
I better just open this now.
So you guys have some really cool projects going on around the city. Affordable housing, some new apartment complexes. Can you tell maybe some success stories that you're having or something that you would want people to know about? 'Cause I know you're building one, I believe, right behind JJ's on 57th Street, and then we just passed some different zoning so that we can do one on the old, what is the old site?
Gage Brothers.
Gage Brothers site. Yep, that's correct. So
those projects, the one out behind JJ's Liquor on 57th, we're a partner as far as providing project-based vouchers to that apartment. We're not involved in the development of it, but we are. We have provided them with Section 8 vouchers to, one, increase the amount of affordable apartments in the city. And it helped cash flow. It helped bring the cash flow to make that project run better finances.
Sure.
The one over on Gage Brothers, that's going to be an exciting project. We're actually going to be the general partner in that one. That one's creating 170 or 176 units. I can't remember for sure. But we are project basing. Something just caught me right there.
Just wait. This will be a better one.
Yeah. We are working with, we're providing 46 project-based vouchers in that one as well. And we'll be part of the operations going forward each year too. You know, we can really assist in developers building apartments because as a nonprofit, we have the ability to make things not have to require property taxes where they pay just curb and gutter.
Sure.
And because creating affordable housing, my tongue is on fire.
It is a hot topic.
Yeah. To create affordable housing, it takes a lot of different resources to make it happen.
Yep.
So anytime you can add some savings in there, it's good to do. But we're also, you know, through our affordable housing solutions, we're also looking to apply for a 9% tax credit project or a low-income housing tax credit project this fall to build an apartment complex over near 26th and Sycamore, a little bit east of there. And we're also looking right now to purchase a 50-unit apartment that is already, it's completely subsidized by HUD right now, so it's fully vouchered.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you hop into the
Now's
last
the time.
one? Yep.
Wow.
And I've been really impressed. You've been getting after the wings. It's not
Well, I'm
just
trying not to show it too much.
just
but
not little bites. You're getting
Yeah.
after it. So if I'm a developer and I need help doing a project like that, you want to get after it.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
Like, what are the steps? I know as I'm on city council in Sioux Falls, we do see your group come through working on different projects. I will say it's not easy to try and pass an affordable housing process or project here in Sioux Falls. And there's a lot of NIMBY. I don't want it in my backyard.
Wow.
That's also a hot topic. But what are the steps? So, like, what would the average person, if I want to do an affordable housing process or project, where would I go? What would I do? I would take you out to Wings, and then we would talk about
Do that first,
building an
yeah.
apartment.
Yeah. Wow. That one definitely has a lot of bite to it.
It's aggressive.
Yes.
You know it's there.
Yeah. To develop something, especially affordable housing, I go back to the stigma. So when we have these neighborhood meetings and people say, you know, they don't want it in their backyard, they've actually come out and said that, you know, they're going to have junk sitting around. They just feel it's the old public housing, and you have to spend a lot of time educating them. I don't know if I can even talk right now. Wow.
Have some milk. It's good for you.
You have to spend a lot of time educating them. And I think it comes down to the developer that's doing it. You have to be trusted. You have to have other properties that you can show that you take care of those properties, that they're ran well. You don't have excess garbage. We've got a project, you know, we're doing the one at 26th and Cynthia, which is the address. That was difficult through the community phase process and doing the not in my backyard. But we had an apartment project that was done about 5 years ago, just down the street of 26 called Residences at Greenway.
Okay.
We were able to direct them to that one and any of our other apartment complexes throughout the city and show them our properties look nice. They look good. They balance well, and it's not going to be any different when we bring something in there as well.
I think it's, you know, a landlord can be as bad as a tenant on keeping up their properties and making sure they're in good shape. So it's not just because it's low income, it's whether or not it's taken care of.
Right.
And your expectations with your tenants.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's several landlords that get a bad rap in Sioux Falls, but in general, most landlords and property owners take care of their property. It's an investment.
Yeah.
Ours is an investment into the community when we do it, because we have lower rents regardless, trying to make sure that low-income families can become housed. So we're looking for the exact same thing. We have a good project that's going to go with that. You know, right now we have 151 units that we currently operate, looking to add, you know, 79 more.
Yep.
So we're excited. We have the staff to take care of it, and we have a good program.
Well, and not only that, but from a landlord standpoint, vacancy is a big deal, but you guys have a waiting list for these properties. So
Right.
if you can get them put up and you can get them there and you can get the subsidies for it, you're going to be full all the time on these properties.
Right, right. And if you look at a lot of landlords that have Section 8, or not, excuse me, not Section 8, LIHTC, low-income housing tax credit apartments, they have some vacancy. Not sure why. Our vacancy rate is about 4%.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the turnover that happens.
Sure.
So right now, today, we have 5 vacancies, but we have 3 people moving in at the end of first part of September.
Right.
So they come and go,
Normal turn.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what we have. And we have a waiting list of probably 300 people that want apartments, and it's what we need. It's what we need in Sioux Falls. There's such a shortage.
Yeah. So if you're a landlord, don't be afraid to talk about Section 8. No, great programs. You'll have guaranteed tenants. Your rents are based on the number of bedrooms, typically, correct?
Yep.
And where the property is located. So you might be able to get more rent than what you were getting today with help and guarantees.
Absolutely. And we created a position, a program relations position, for our organization to work with landlords if they're having difficulty, so we can mediate the process before it gets to bad.
Sure.
And we have a dedicated individual that takes care of that, and she's been doing great so far.
Yeah. And so one other quick question before I let you go. If I'm a landlord and I have a property manager, I accept Section 8. I can still do the normal checks and don't do any, don't let anybody buy that I wouldn't normally let buy. So credit, everything else, you don't have to let anybody else in that you wouldn't normally let into a property, correct?
Right.
Okay.
We don't pick the apartments. All we provide is the rental assistance.
Got it.
The tenant will select. They go through the same process of anything else. The landlord just has to be willing to accept a payment coming from somewhere else.
Sure.
Rather than just the tenant.
Got it.
Yeah. I think our organization's great. It's definitely, we're attempting to improve it. We're trying to get our name out there more so people understand that this can be a good thing for your organization or for your building to accept.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you crushed it. I thought you did fantastic.
I did, but I can't tell you how hot and how my lips are on fire.
You're not sweating. There's no tears coming on.
Yeah,
You did a great job.
I definitely would not normally eat the nuclear one that has
That wouldn't be a normal day-to-day order for you?
That would not. Yeah, the mild was good. I like to stick with mild.
Okay, well, thanks again to Atomic Wings. You guys always do a great job.
They did a great job. Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody's interested in what you guys do, how do they get a hold of you? What's the next step for them?
They can access us 2 different ways. If they want to get on our waiting list for a Section 8 voucher, they can go to SiouxFallsHousing.org. Okay. On the front page, it tells you exactly how to get on the waiting list. If you want to have access to something more, if you're a landlord that wants to do it, we've got a question and answer for landlords to be able to see and look to see what they have to do. We put everything out there, so by going to that, they can also call our office, which we have someone that'll answer the phone. That's at 605-332-0704. And our office is open Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 5.
Got it. Well, thanks for coming. You did a great job and crushed it. I hope the rest of the day is pretty good for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for how it did.
Well, thanks again, everybody, for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and visit our sponsor, Atomic Wings. They do a great job for us. Thanks for coming, Brent.
Great. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks.